Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the Newsfeed. I'm Stephen Burnison.
And I'm Chloe Spillane. This year's Earth Week has officially begun with Masa Monday, a nonprofit dinner hosted by the Rising Silo Brewery in Blacksburg. Rising Silo Brewery hosted their second ever Masa Monday to celebrate local agriculture and all the benefits it offers to a healthy environment and sustainability. The event was created to help a different nonprofit program every year. This year, the dinner benefited the SNAP program at the Blacksburg Farmers Market. SNAP is the new name for Blacksburg food stamps. For qualifying participants, the program will take whatever money you have on your SNAP card and double it for use at the farmers market. All the SNAP program money in turn goes back to local farmers who still get paid full price for their product.
To bring people together, as well as serve them local food, support local farmers, and benefit a community cause that everyone can get behind.
All the food for the event was made from locally grown produce and crops to support local farmers and agriculture.
Members of the Blacksburg community can promote student learning while buying themselves a hearty meal. Virginia Tech's Meat Science Center research facility makes high-grade meat available at a reasonable price. The Virginia Tech Meat Science Center is a fully equipped meat processing plant that works with students in the Animal and Poultry Science Department. And while the center is a learning facility for students, the center also sells products to both dining services and the general public. Customers include Blacksburg locals and Virginia Tech faculty and students. Senior Alex Weller has worked at the center for 2 years. His job includes everything from helping with the store and completing inventory, directly working on the slaughter floor.
We offer processed products such as smoked bacon, snack sticks, what else do we, summer sausage, different things. So we also offer just raw retail cuts of meat, steaks, chops, roasts, anything that you're looking for, really.
All products and processes at the center are held to the same standards as other commercial meat facilities. Safety and sanitation regulations are consistently respected and met. All of the center's meat products are raised on Virginia Tech farms, and according to Weller, the center's products are of the highest quality. Virginia Tech offers multiple options for students in and out of the classroom, and with Blacksburg having so many outdoor opportunities, the Hokies Venture Out gives students options to explore the outdoors. And now to Brittany Koip with more on the story.
Thanks, Stephen. Venture Out is a unit within Virginia Tech's recreational sports to prove fun, safe, and educational outdoor services for students, faculty, staff, and the community of Blacksburg. They specialize in outdoor adventures, meaning taking students or community members out on outdoor trips and giving people the opportunity to rent gear at reasonable rates. They also give valuable resources to help people plan any outdoor adventure. Venture Out was previously located in Squire Student Center, but was relocated to a house just off campus on Roanoke Street, which is ultimately hurting foot traffic.
We were located in Squire Student Center, and we had a lot of foot traffic from freshmen and sophomores, which were our primary target customers. And we don't actually have that anymore just because we're not located close by to any of their classes.
Despite their loss of traffic, Venture Out continues to generate a great crowd and looks forward to continually helping students, staff, and the community enjoy the beautiful Blacksburg outdoors. For more information on Venture Out and the services they offer, visit www.recsports.vt.edu. Back to you at the news desk.
With the warmer weather arriving and the football spring game this past weekend, one club at Virginia Tech knows just how to take advantage of the weekend crowd. The Horticulture Club at Virginia Tech is home to about 30 students from all majors that share one thing in common, their love for plants. Last week, the club will held their annual plant sale, which acts as the largest fundraiser for the club each year. The funds from this event, which is in its 30th year, help the club subsidize trips, buy supplies, and give out scholarships to members. Alicia Lawless, chair, working is long and grueling, but worth it in the end.
Well, this last week and this week, me and her were here pretty much like 9 to 5 almost every day, just making, like one of our classes, the ornamental plant production class, that's where most of the stuff in that greenhouse came from. The students grew it from start to finish. So we did a lot of time in that greenhouse, and then a lot of what we done was just organizing and preparing.
Last year, the plant sale was able to help fund 10 scholarships worth between $100 and $750. The plant sale is held each year on spring game weekend at the Jacob A. Lutz Greenhouse Complex on campus.
Just ahead on the newsfeed, a historical landmark opens a new exhibit giving others a chance to learn more about Blacksburg history. And a fresh seafood truck is traveling along I-81 and delivering delicacies to the major towns in the New River Valley area. That story and more after this break.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. With spring finally having sprung, many Blacksburg residents have begun to look for more ways to spend time outdoors. And with restaurants finally being able to offer outside seating, many diners are finding that a great way to soak up the sun is to eat outside at their favorite restaurant. As warmer weather approaches, many restaurants in the downtown Blacksburg area have begun to open up their outdoor seating for diners. Restaurants with limited indoor seating, such as the Cellar and Sharky's, greatly benefit from the additional space and being able to serve more patrons. Some eateries even use outdoor seating as a way to lure in customers, such as Boudreaux's with its rooftop terrace, which offers customers a fun and unique dining experience. Even some newer establishments, such as Mellow Mushroom, capitalize on the warmer weather. But does it actually work?
I tend to like eating outside when the weather's nice, and I think restaurants get more patronage when they have outdoor seating.
Hopefully, as the weather continues to get warmer, both customers and restaurants can benefit from the sunshine.
2 women from Floyd County are traveling up and down the East Coast in order to bring fresh seafood to the mountains. Indigo Farm Seafood is serving the New River Valley residents and businesses with a variety of freshly caught seafood from the crystal clear shores of the North Carolina coast. Susan Handy and Teresa Nestor are the co-owners and operators of Indigo Farm Seafood. Graduating from Radford University and settling in Floyd County, these 2 women have made a name for themselves in the traveling seafood industry. Indigo Farm Seafood began in 1993. Susan and Teresa, born and raised in North Carolina, travel back to their roots and collect over 50 different menu items to sell and distribute through the back of their food trucks. Usual seafood items and select delicacies are sold to approaching customers and local businesses. Indigo Farm Seafood namesake is attributed to Indigo Iris, a blue brown-eyed Dalmatian.
The biggest thing is just the product line has grown tremendously, as well as the customer base. And you know, we get new customers every week, which just keeps us busier and keeps us, well, it keeps the passion there just to satisfy. It's like Susan said earlier, we love working with people, and that's a big motivator.
Well, when we first started out, it was 7 days a week, nonstop. I mean, but now we've got it and we have our schedule, and that's one of the main things that we think that we're consistent. We say we're going to be there, we're there at that time. We don't leave early because we feel like it or want to walk away or something. We're there, and every week we're consistent.
Indigo Farm Seafood follows a regular weekly schedule, driving along I-81 and hitting major towns and counties within the New River Valley. Additional information on Indigo Farm Seafood can be found on their website at www.indigofarmseafood.com, or you can contact Susan or Teresa directly at indigo@swva.net.
Most people are nervous when entering college for the first time, but it can make things easier if freshmen had advice on what to expect and what they should know.
You can never predict how things will be when you go off to college for the first time, but there are some things that the incoming class should know about attending Virginia Tech. To start, the weather in Blacksburg is far from predictable. The biggest thing to note is that the temperature fluctuates no matter what the season is. It could be warm up until late November, and students have seen snow as late as April.
The weather in Blacksburg is definitely very bipolar. You definitely have to check the weather on a daily because I might check it the night before and it'll be completely different to the next morning.
A big change for any new student attending any college is transitioning to living in a dorm. Those living in the dorms are amongst about 50 or more people on one floor, share bathrooms and showers with multiple people, and have a roommate to live in one small room with. Another thing is that Virginia Tech is known for its excellent dining halls and food, which can make Freshman 15 hard to avoid. There are many healthy food options that dining halls offer and gyms that all students have access to. Freshmen should also be aware that there are things included in their tuition fees that they should take advantage of while at Tech. For example, use of the Blacksburg Transit, access to Schifferts Health Center, and free tickets to football and basketball games are all things students pay for each year and should use. These are just a few of the things that freshmen should be aware of before their first semester at Virginia Tech. Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Deja Payne.
You may have noticed while riding around Blacksburg an old-style Queen Anne Victorian home on Draper Road. The Alexander Black House is one of the many historical landmarks in the town. Their newest exhibit, International Culture of Blacksburg exhibit, began this past weekend and is giving the town a chance to learn about the history of Blacksburg.
In 2014, the Alexander Black House was restored right here on Draper Street. Now, the building is home to Blacksburg's very own Culture Center and Museum. The house was originally built by Alexander Black, who was the great-great-nephew of William Black, founder of Blacksburg. It was originally on Main Street before the community saved it from demolition in 2002. The museum hosts many different events and uses them as fundraisers to push for the completion of the second floor and the basement of the center.
One thing that I do is design the exhibits, so some days I'll spend some time doing that, and some days I'll work on preserving our collections. So really there's just a lot of things that just touches on a few things, but every day is different.
Their newest exhibit, International Culture of Blacksburg, started last weekend and will run until May 16th.
It focuses on not so much Virginia Tech, although we do have a huge international culture there. This focuses more on the town itself and how the international culture here has grown.
I've actually learned a lot about Blacksburg history since I've worked here. When I came to Blacksburg, obviously I learned a lot about tech since I'm a student, but I hadn't learned about the actual town we live in and the history of the people here.
The nonprofit hopes to continue to preserve Blacksburg's art history and cultural heritage and share it with the surrounding community. For the Newsfeed, I'm Lorraine Word.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com, and as always, you can also connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Stephen Burnison.
And I'm Chloe Spillane.